All right, good morning. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. It's PastorDowell. Well, I hope that so far the turn of the Roman New Year for you has been somewhat pleasant, even though it's too new to tell. The nature of this video and the reason why I want to speak to you here today is jumping off or coming off of a video or connecting to the video that I previously did on Facebook, and the importance of us obeying what the word has to say, especially in this year to come. You know, this particular dead season, I have seen, I wouldn't say it's an extraordinary amount of people, but the people who have allegedly, fell away or fallen away or no longer in fellowship with us, none of them has come as a surprise, because there's a certain spirit that goes along with people. My concern is, are you doing what you need to do in order to set yourself apart, in order to be sanctified, in order to be holy, in order to continue to keep going on? I was talking about alternative perspectives. That's a note that I had my child put up on the desk. And the alternative perspective is this. The people out here in the world, they have a conditioning of the mind, the way that they view things, the way that they see things, how they calculate, how they deduct, how they surmise, how they discern, the whole 9 yards. It's totally 100% different to those of us who are in Messiah. Our minds has been altered and changed, especially if you have immersed yourself in the Word. And the whole purpose of the word that says, and be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your minds, is that the word is the only thing that is going to, notice what it said, renew our minds, because our minds do need to be made new. If I was to speak to you, I'll give you an example about the subject of polygyny. I just got finished listening to a Caucasian woman that is apparently a prepper. She just flat out gave the truth. She says it's biblical, it's sanctioned and regulated by Yah. Now, once I mention it, people who are religious and have not studied the word, do not know the word, they have no idea that when they disagree with what Yah has already given laws for, already sanctioned and approved, they have no idea that they are confronting the Most High Yah and not those of us who believe the truth. And this is why it's so difficult today. And I prove it to you all the time. I cannot hardly ever get anybody, preacher, teacher, scholar, pastor, minister, brother, sister, whoever it is, I cannot hardly ever get anybody to come before me in an open civil discussion or debate pretty much on any damn subject that has to do with the word. And the reason being is because the people would rather have their opinion and their traditions and their own vain opinion and their traditions and whatever they have rooted and grounded in their own mind, and put that above the word of Yah. That's an alternative perspective. For instance, the Bible says that Yah is a man of war. I believe that. I know what war is about. I have no problem with that. The alternative perspective is say that Yah loves the world. Okay. I would agree with that in part, but not like the way that you have been conditioned to think. You see, the world thinks that Yah or God is a good God, but they don't know the goodness nor the severity of him. He has a balance. And the severity is proven by all the people that's going to the pit. There's a lot of people simply going to the pit. When Yahshua said that man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceed forth out of the mouth of Yah, that means it's not open for discussion. It means whatever he says, whatever he believes, whatever he does, whatever he sanctions, whatever his word is, hide that word, put it in your heart, and then live by it. When you hide that word, you put it in your heart, and then you live by it, now you know you think like the Father. Now you know you think like Yah. And I found safety in that. All of my life and all the days of my life, I've literally found safety in that. Of just being with Yah, doing what he says, plus nothing. So we go back to the subject that seems to be the subject that raises a lot of eyebrows, polygyny. The one reason why people don't want to bring it up is because they're fearful of the backlash that will come from the effeminate woman side. And most effeminate men will give their vain opinion. Of course, the book says many are deceived by their vain opinion. And they'll come up with all these different excuses, and they'll come up with all these different ways and solutions that they believe solutions. But the whole time they're tap dancing around the truth. They're tap dancing around the actual proof of the word. I said to somebody the other day, and that who, we live in this Greek monogamous society. And they was telling me about all the problems, quote unquote, that people have in polygynous marriages. I said, really, how do you know? Are you in one? And so, no, I just go off of what I hear. And I said, really? I said, well, let me give you some facts. I said, monogamy is not looking too good at all. With a 70% divorce rate, dysfunctional homes all over the damn place and stuff, and the very first sin, iniquity, transgression, the very first murder, the very first hate, the very first disobedience against the Most High Yah all came from the seed of a monogamous marriage. And what I just got finished doing is giving you facts. Facts that can't be reputed. You can't repudiate them type of facts right there because they are spot on. But nobody wants to have a vigorous dialogue in this. And the reason being is because nobody wants to come to truth. Yahshua said that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds are evil continually. I'll end this video by saying 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things. Prove all things. That means everything. And after you put it to the test, hold fast to that which is good. You have a wonderful weekend. Shalom.